Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. My name is Nick and today guys we're jumping down into the world of Ethereum, taking a look at what's been going on most recently and what I might expect to happen next. As I get into this video, if you find it useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so you will be kept up to date with absolutely everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. Okay guys, if you haven't yet joined us in Discord, the link is in the description down below. It's a fantastic community talking crypto 24/7. It's completely free and I don't think you'll be disappointed by what you find down there, so why not go ahead and check that out today. And guys, in the description down below you'll find two other links as well. One to the new Cheeky podcast, a fantastic way of staying up to date with everything crypto on your daily commute to the office. Why not check that one out? It's completely free. And the second one is our Patreon services as well. If you're looking for a little bit more from the crypto space, we do cover things like buy and sell signals, our staking alerts, our trading, project reviews, AMAs twice weekly, and just a fantastic community down in Discord. So why not go ahead and check that out if that's your bag. Okay, let's waste no more time though. Let's jump right into this, right? Ethereum paired up with USDT on the hourly chart, and Binance is the data source. Now, yesterday we were talking about a push up higher, heading towards, I think it was like 1,115, 1,150 just up here. Now, looking at the structure of this, it actually looks like we're going to be pushing to the higher end of the spectrum, which is great news, but it does mean that we are likely to pull back down. Actually, not as far. So it'll be interesting to kind of see how that goes, because essentially the higher that our wave 2 goes, the higher our wave 3 price expectation will be. So it won't drop down as low. And we'll map that stuff out later. But essentially, kind of we're going to review this, right? It is still this 3-wave move, okay? But this 3-wave move is C wave's going to be higher, okay? And this is because it looks like a 3-3-5 structure, okay? So a 3-3-5. Basically, it means that you've got, let's call it an ABC here, an ABC here, and then a 5 impulsive move here. Okay, now what you can sometimes do in these kind of scenarios is when you have a 5-wave move, some people think that this is like, that's it, the bottom's in, we'll FOMO here. But unfortunately, a 3-3-5 is a corrective pattern, okay? You can call this an ABC, you can call it a WXY. You can call it whatever you want. Essentially, it's a 3-3-5 correction. And what we mean by correction is it's short term. It is not a long term. It's not a trend to the upside. Okay, so these are very important terms. Okay, and I'm going to throw some terminology out there. You might be familiar with it. You might not be familiar with it. If you're not, join us in Discord. We have materials that hopefully will make a lot more sense of these videos. So let's jump into this, right? So what first thing we need to do is we need to ascertain how far we've moved so far and what we would expect to happen next within this 5-wave move. So down here at the bottom, if we can grab this and we actually move this over to a bounce just here, we can see that we hit our 1.618 just here, but we haven't really had a significant, decrease just yet. So we could be waiting for this kind of 4th wave, or they're going to, we probably need to see a decent 4th wave move. Now, we should be a 3-wave structural move to the downside before we can move up into the final kind of 5th wave higher. So it does look like we're overextended past the 1.618 there. And yeah, we kind of have, a reasonable amount to kind of be thinking about here, but we haven't had a 5-wave structural move yet. I mean, even if I were to take it from this point of view right here, we could probably see if this one, okay, so we hit there. I mean, we could argue that this here is a kind of 4th wave. That makes that our 5th wave, which means this might make another 4th wave move just inside here with this kind of double bottom scenario. I think it's going to get quite messy, but essentially what I think we've got going on here, if I draw this out so you guys can see it, we've kind of got this one going on right here. Okay, where I'd say we probably have that. Okay, so that becomes our 3rd wave move. And that's inside this one here. So we go 1, 2, this being 3. This being, sorry, that being wave 2, this being wave 3, and we're kind of looking for a wave 4. It's possible that is wave 4 and we have that as a move up higher, but I don't think that's necessarily possible. So we'll be waiting to see how that 4th wave goes. If we bring the stochastic RSI, we just want to see this price pull back quite a bit. So we want to see a significant decrease here, or at least when I say significant, I want to be able to see quite clearly a kind of 3-wave move. It doesn't have to be a deep, retracement, but it needs to be visible. Specifically like this part just over here, right? It just needs to be visible. That way, what we can do is we can then go, okay, here's 1, 2, then here's 3, that's 4, then we can measure out 5. Then we can have our top and all of that kind of stuff. So what we'll do is we'll speculate on a couple of things, because we don't know for certain whether or not we finished this kind of third wave move up higher. We think that that might be the final move here. For example, it might be that one, for example. So if we take this current top and we assume that we're going to be correcting down, if we throw the volume on there, you can see the volume's decreasing. So you've run out of steam quite a bit here. So, if we assume that this is the top, then we can use some typical retracements to help us understand, where things might actually retrace down to. So I'm going to take this as our low point just here. And, we would be looking to retrace approximately, we probably want to be anywhere between 1,121 and 1,144. Okay, so I'm just going to mark that up very, very briefly just inside here with that little yellow box. So we would estimate that that would be somewhere where we'd be thinking about trying to find a good retracement zone. And that would allow us then to essentially just see that fourth wave. So we'd end up with 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Now, if we do come down, I'm not just going to take this mid-range point at about 1,130, just approximately. Again, all this is speculative. Nothing here is actually set in stone. We'd need to see the actual waves. But this will allow us then to kind of predict out that we'd end up somewhere inside this little range for the final move up higher, 1,185 to 1,200. Okay, and if we're able to kind of come down and see that move, we could probably see a 5 or 6% final move upwards before we come on down. So essentially that move there for, if I remove that now, is just kind of an estimated area of what I'm thinking we should be expecting. Okay, we should be expecting a fourth wave move down, and we should be expecting a fifth wave move up, of which is all inside our wave 2 correction, which is a C wave, which is a 3-3-5 structure. Okay, so there's lots of things nested inside each other here. Okay, but essentially that would then be the point where we drop down into our third wave coming down lower. Okay, so that's becoming the surge to the upside. Now, I wasn't expecting it to move up this fast. As I said yesterday, we were talking about 1150, but obviously we've gone up a little bit higher. We have the 5-wave structure, so this is now the next expectation, but it is still within the realm here, and it does not cross our origin point of our 5-wave drop, which is $1,280. Okay, if we were to go up higher than $1,280, then we do not have this kind of this structural move to the downside just yet, and we're actually still inside some kind of correction on this side, of which obviously when second that we drop down lower than 881, we are golden for thinking that that is done. Of course, the 998 is our 5-wave drop move here, and which is something that we would expect to see. Once this is done as well, we would expect some kind of 5-wave drop to the downside as well, which would complete our wave 3 before having a 4th wave bounce and then a final 5-wave move towards our 5th wave lows. So essentially everything here is looking good, but all of this stuff down here, all these kind of predicted low points or these price predictions to the low side, they will come in more accurate once we actually have this move completed, because from here we can then measure out all these correct moves coming down, or at least be a little bit more accurate with our thinking about where those things are likely to go. So essentially everything's looking pretty good from Ethereum. We should be tracking down. We should then track up. Now, if we take a look at the 4-hour, you can see here on the 4-hour stochastic RSI, we're right up there in the overbought area. On the 8-hour, we're right up there on the overbought area. And on the daily, we're right back up into the overbought area. This essentially is telling us that we are about to see the biggest shock, I guess, to many retail investors who thought this crash was over. And instead, all you've seen here is a corrective pattern, a 3-3-5 correction upwards, and essentially maybe have FOMO'd in too soon. Essentially, though, what I'm thinking here is that there's a big crash coming, and it's a crash of significance before we actually start to see a bit of a bounce to the upside. So if I were to grab hold of this, just estimated on that high side there, we're probably talking another 30 or 5% or 30% move to the downside to be had before we start to see another significant bounce upwards, which, is estimated to be about 16 to 15 or so percent on that move. So guys, that's how I'm going to leave. I'm going to leave this video there, right? there isn't too much more to kind of say. That we're kind of looking to track down, not too much, but a decent-ish amount, and then we're just looking for another 5% or so push higher before we actually collapse down. Anything going up is counter to the trend. The trend is down. Everything so far that we've seen going up is all corrective short term, and therefore we should really be considering the moves to the downside, and that's that. So if you found this useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so you will be kept up to date with absolutely everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. With all that said, done, and out of the way, I hope everyone has a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.